It appears we are live. My name is Heri, singer and guitar player of Tyr, and I am talking to you from Prague.
Hey guys, this is Tad from Budapest. I'm the drummer of Tyr.
And I am Hans, and I'm a guitar player too.
Well done. So this is the October live Q&A. We are live, if everything works well, on the Tyr Facebook page, on the Tyr YouTube channel, on our Twitch, whatever, and on Twitter directly. The reason we're here is to ask you questions, if you have any for us. I see right now we have about 18 viewers. And while we wait for a few more people to join, how have you been, gentlemen?
Fine, can't complain. Well, I mean, I could, but I won't.
You could, but there's nothing to complain about.
Exactly.
Is what you mean, not Soviet standards.
True, yes.
Yeah, I've been fine too. I have been working a little and writing some songs and recording some music.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What kind of songs are you recording? Writing?
One single for my other band as lyrics, and then just trying to write other singles.
Do you have everything we maybe could use for Tyr?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
I'd like to hear it. Any music activity, Tadeusz?
Musical activity right now. Well, there's one new band. Well, one new project on its way here in Budapest, and we recorded some stuff for that. We might publish it this year, like three or four songs maybe. We'll see. But not for Tyr, unfortunately, because it always takes me such a long time to write songs.
It's demanding and complicated.
It is.
Maybe we should get together and do it sometime.
Yes, we should.
You just need what, Hans? You were saying? I cut you off.
I need a 7-string guitar to.
Oh yeah, right. You don't have one at the moment. I have yours here.
No. And, yeah, it's kind of hard to find something when everything is out of stock.
I have one in the Faroes. Maybe I could have it sent to you somehow.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Let me look into it. Anyway, we have 83 viewers right now, and I'm just looking through here for some questions. Here's one from David Goodship on YouTube. What band had the biggest influence on each of you to start playing music? In the very, very beginning, my biggest influence was definitely Mötley Crüe. It changed pretty fast to what I would consider a bit more serious metal, but it was Mötley Crüe, and I still have a very soft spot for Mötley Crüe. It was the first heavy metal band I really listened to. Around that time, it was the album Girls, 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 and the one just before that, Theatre of Pain. And yeah, I'll just mention that.
I have to say, I don't really remember if there was really. I mean, there were some albums I really loved, and after I started to play the drums, actually, before I started to play drums, I played the guitar for a couple of years, but it was not because of particularly some bands or one band, but now in hindsight, I would say Judas Priest and Blind Guardian. They shaped my understanding of heavy metal for sure, and Metallica, of course.
Those are excellent bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, probably Metallica and Megadeth.
Mm-hmm.
I had those two, and I did only listen to Metallica and Megadeth for at least 2 or 3 years when I started playing guitar. So the first songs I wrote were very Metallica and Megadeth, because that was the only thing I knew. Yeah.
I had some similar experience when I started. Everything I wrote sounded like Mötley Crüe, and I sort of had to work my way out of that because I memorized those 2 albums, Girls, 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 and Theater of Pain, all the rhythm guitar, all the solos. I just memorized everything by ear over a few years, and if I came up with anything just like that, it would sound like Mötley Crüe. But fortunately, that changed. Not that there's anything wrong with Mötley Crüe. I just don't like to try and be the next one. Here's a very important question from Olaf Hallbjörg. Where's Gunnar?
Busy.
He was busy with something. I don't know precisely what, but too busy for us, apparently. I hope whatever he's doing, he's watching this and feeling left out. If I had to guess, I would say he's helping someone with construction. He's a very sought after constructionist,
builder.
So yeah, I would guess that's what he's doing. Maybe he has over time. I mean, the Faroese construction industry is extremely overworked at the moment. There's work for all hands and more than that. So might well be some serious overtime. Let's get the compulsory Brazil greetings out of the way. Wesley Nilo says hi from Brazil. And here's another one
to
from
Brazil.
Lo Donelas. Hello, back to Brazil. You don't even have to ask. We're on our way to Brazil on a day-to-day basis. We will return as soon as we possibly can. About possible touring, maybe I should mention that immediately. Next year isn't looking completely hopeless. There probably won't be any real tours where we are out for 1 or 2 months in a row, but there are a few options here and there, and it won't be completely dismal next year. So expect us here and there. We can't say anything specific yet. Matthew Chan says, hello, almost Finnish guys. How does that work? I mean, I suppose being Hungarian, you're more Finnish than we are, Tadeusz. Well,
and I'm not even Hungarian.
No. And then Germanic, I suppose you're as Finnish as we are.
Yeah. Well,
which is extremely un-Finnish.
Once at 70,000 tons of metal, I was sitting in the sauna, and of course, I had a towel around my waist, but nothing else, and 2
Covering
American
privates,
guys.
I suppose.
Well, I mean, it's the sauna.
Not really.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So two American guys came in a shirt and shorts, and they were feeling extremely awkward. Like, oh God, this guy is naked. Okay, what should we do? I don't know. Let's just sit down. Okay. Like 1 or 2 minutes later, one of them asks, "You're like Finnish or something, Northern European, right?" Well, not really, but why do you think so? Well, around in the US, we don't do this kind of sauna, what you're doing. I say, like, being naked? Yeah, that's not really American.
I can see that. Where was that?
On 70,000 tons of metal. The ship.
Excellent segue. Garjericho
Yes.
asks, hi guys, what's the best festival you ever played? And can you please come back to Ireland soon? Thank you. My favorite festival in the entire world is the 70,000 tons of metal, without a doubt. As for land-based festivals, I would say something like Hellfest or Summer Breeze, maybe. That's a good one. Yeah.
Midgardsblot is very nice as well.
Yeah, that was nice. You gentlemen?
Well, obviously 70,000 tons of metal, and Midgardsblot. And yes, I would love to return to Hellfest or Grasspop. They were nice.
Probably the festival I enjoyed the most was Esnaflug in Iceland.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
that
nice
one
as well.
very much.
When were you there?
2017.
That's a nice place. We've been there once, I believe.
In 2018, I think.
Yeah, we were supposed to go back, but as you know, everything was cancelled.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to go back there next summer. I haven't heard from them, but we'll see. That's a very nice place. The place is beautiful. The festival is very nicely arranged, and it's very provincial, a bit like in the Faroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Feels very at home. When are we going back to Ireland? I don't suppose we'll go back until we're on a proper tour again, with 4 or 6 weeks through Northern Europe. And I'm afraid that will not happen until 23, as it looks at the moment. If there were a festival that in Ireland over a weekend, we might go, but we've never been in Ireland just for a festival. It's always been on tour, I believe. I can't think of. I'm sure they have metal festivals. I can't think of one we played.
Siege of Limerick is one I can remember. I mean, I never played there, but I heard about it.
Here we go. Jack Malone. We get naked in Minnesota. They sound like Southerners.
Yeah, probably they were. And I mean, Minnesota, that's
Minnesota.
like American part of Scandinavia, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Ange Beer, are you drinking beer or coffee? I love beer and coffee.
Well, I love beer and coffee too, and right now I'm drinking beer.
I have tea and water. You're not drinking anything, Hans?
Oh, here it is. Sparkling water.
Faroese water?
Yes. From Surrey, actually.
Wow. I'm sure it went
So it's
through...
extremely pure.
Yeah.
It even says it on the bottle.
Only contaminated by sheep piss.
Yeah.
Matthew Chan asks, do you play Norway very often? I can't say we do. We don't play Scandinavia very often, except the Faroes play there at least once a year. I think we've done that for as long as we've been around. But the other Nordic countries, I mean, we've gone years without going to Iceland and Denmark, Sweden. I suppose after the Faroes, probably Norway is the country we played the most of the Nordic countries, but not very much. Not even close to every year. Maybe every other or every third year we've gone there, something like that.
Well, we've been in the last 5 years. We've been to Norway at Midgardsblot, and there was another one after that. Can't remember. Carmageddon.
Carmageddon, yeah, we've been there a few times.
And then we've been to Sweden at the Sabaton Festival.
Yeah.
Then in Denmark, we've been on tour a couple of times. In Iceland, Ísafjörður. Yeah, but no shows in Finland, for example, in the last 5 years, for sure.
No. Giada Rizzato asks, will you make a Tyrcast episode when you react to the new album from Helloween? They did some great stuff like Fear of the Fallen. That is a great song. I actually haven't heard the new Helloween. Have you?
Me neither, but we could.
Yeah, I don't know anything
Gunnar is a great Helloween fan, and I used to be. So there might be something to say about that. But I do remember
I used to listen.
It came out some time ago, at least months ago, didn't it?
I really didn't.
Honestly, I haven't
track.
kept up, but I did read some very, very good reviews. People were quite excited about it. It might be interesting to give it a listen. Yeah. I haven't listened to Helloween in years, but I used to love it.
Me too.
So I can't say anything about it at the moment. So Hans, you know nothing about Helloween?
I remember my friends listening to one of their songs way back, but so I just know the name basically.
Listen to Walls of Jericho and Keeper of the Seven Keys. Those are excellent albums.
Yeah.
Actually, Pink Bubbles Go Ape is a strangely good album when you think about how silly it is.
Yes, silly. That's the correct word for it.
But it has some excellent music, very listenable.
I listened to it in my teens, so I don't even remember it that well.
I listened to it too. I remember I liked it a lot. I haven't heard it in years. Here's a question from Kristian Steinebach Nielsen Hvorfor helvede jeres albums så gode? Why the hell are your albums so good?
Yes, I understood that.
Yes, but our nice viewers may not, and I'm not sure how good Hans's Danish is.
It's horrible.
How?
When you meet Danish people, Hans, do you speak Danish or English?
Actually, often when I go into stores in Denmark, I speak English.
You're joking.
It's much easier.
Young people today.
I thought you.
I can't help myself.
I thought Danish is like.
You're not the only one. I think Terry did that too. I remember him doing the same thing. Understanding it is very. I'm sure it's easy for you.
Yeah.
But speaking it clearly so that Danes will understand it is not really that easy.
I thought you learned that it's at school.
When I'm drunk, it seems easy to talk, but
almost always.
It's just I have to get into that mode. It's so like different to talk Danish from Finnish. It's like you have to go way back in your throat to pronounce the words.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I didn't know that part of my mouth existed.
Yeah.
Have you been to Norway?
I have not.
Oh. Anyway, our albums are good because we make an effort during songwriting and recording. Matthew Chan asks, did you all ever listen to King Diamond?
Nope.
Me neither. Gunnar is a great fan of King Diamond and The Merciful Fate. I remember my friends listening to King Diamond when we started listening to more extreme metal than Motley Crue and to whatever we were listening to at that time. I also listened a lot to probably would call pop rock. Europe from Sweden, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard. I absolutely love that stuff, and I still do. King Diamond, I know he has a lot of. He was very early with some black metal stuff, and probably pioneered. At least was part of pioneering the entire black metal genre somehow. But I could never take it seriously. Honestly, I thought his vocals sounded like a bad joke, and I just didn't think it was funny. And how anyone could listen to that and take it seriously, it still escapes me. I think that kind of singing is. I don't mean to insult anybody. It just sounds like a bad joke to me, and I don't want. I just can't hear it.
We will get some angry comments again.
I know, same as with the Iron Maiden review, but
man,
there were some people who agreed with us, and there are some people who take it personally. I mean,
very. I mean, it's like religious fundamentalists. You're not allowed to say anything, even if it remotely might be true. Even, it's no, you're not allowed to say anything negative about their beliefs because they take it horribly seriously, and it's and they get they get snarky and get personal.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to keep your integrity, you have to say what you think about things, and sometimes
absolutely.
It's still just keeping. It's only about taste. I don't like the new Iron Maiden album, and I never liked King Diamond. It's my own taste. I still think people should be free to listen to whatever they like or make whatever music they like. It's nothing to do about that. Just when you make a review, talk about the technical elements you understand, and then what you think about it. That's all there's to it. Let's go to a linguistic angle here. Andre de At says, I'm Afrikaans. I could decipher that Danish. Afrikaans it comes from Dutch that moved to South Africa in the 1600s. I don't know when, a long time ago, and it has developed from that language. I hear from Dutch people that it sounds like seriously simplified Dutch. Although I know nothing about Afrikaans, but it's North Germanic language, and it would that's West Germanic, and it would be quite close to Danish. So it's no surprise that a Dutch Afrikaans-speaking person could understand some Danish. That's very interesting. I never met anyone who speaks Afrikaans.
I actually worked with a guy on a project. He was from South Africa. He was able to speak it. Yeah, it sounds really weird. I mean, it's like some artificial Dutch. It's strange.
A lot of Brazilians here. Let's see. Have you ever listened to math or metalcore metal music?
Mathcore.
Do you even know what that is, Hans? I have no clue.
I have an idea what it is, but no, I have never. I've always listened to mainly 80s and 90s bands. So
I guess Animals as Leaders could be called mathcore. I'm not sure, so please don't get angry with me if I get it wrong. But I think that might be in
I'll
that.
have to go on Google.
Please do. And I think there was one other band I listened to for a short period of time.
Okay, they are 90s bands, sorry. Math rock, mathcore.
And
the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh yes. That I actually listened to that.
Okay.
Like 15 years ago. And there was one band.
I don't know any of these bands, so sorry.
There was one band I only started to listen to for a short period of time because they had a very funny name. They were called I Wrestled a Bear Once.
I like that name.
Yes, me too.
When I hear a name like math rock, it sounds like it's just deliberately complicated.
Most of the time it is.
I don't like this sport of dividing everything into subgenres, but if it doesn't have melodies, there's no way I'm going to listen to it. And if I like it, I will listen to it. It's about as far as I care to subdivide music. Good music and bad
melodies,
music.
Yeah.
And maybe I would like it. I'm really not one to seek out new music. If it weren't for touring and my girlfriend, I would never discover a new band again. Probably. Here's a great one. Stuart Medhurst says, I stubbed my toe this morning. When was the last time you stubbed your toe? Earlier today, I stubbed my toe on the damn pelly case full of music equipment that's standing in the hall here. And it was my little toe. It hurt like a mother. And yeah, that's the story.
I can't
don't remember.
Then not this morning.
Nope.
Probably years ago.
I'm very happy for you. It's painful and embarrassing because it feels very stupid. Here's a merch-related question. Luka Mrzljak. Any chance horns with table stands are returning? Yes, we have ordered them from the producer and just waiting for delivery. They will be put back on the web store, and then they will have been returned. If you try to order one and it was sold out, I think you'll get an automatic email notification that they are back in stock. And if not, just keep an eye on tier.fo. That probably tier.fo/merch is even better, and you'll see whatever we have there. Matthew Chan, he has about every other question here. Have you ever listened to TROLLFEST from Norway? We have been on tour with TROLLFEST, so I was forced to listen to them every evening for a month, and yeah, lovely.
And
gentlemen.
we were also supposed to go back on tour with them last year in the US. I think they were on the bill as well with Heide Folk.
Yes, I believe they were. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll happen in 23. I'm not sure what they're working on at the moment. Donston asks, any chance you guys might head to New Zealand anytime? I missed you guys a few years back in LA, literally on my birthday, and I've been kicking myself in the ass since. If you're in New Zealand, maybe you could skip over the ditch, whatever you call it there, to Australia once we come there. From Europe to America, we say the pond. What do they call it between Australia and New Zealand? The dam, the ditch, something. I don't know. But it's not a long way from it's a very long way from here, from Northern Europe to Australia. But it's a very short way from New Zealand to Australia. So once we go to Australia, really hoping to see some New Zealanders there. So far in the planning with Australia, that will be announced soon. We have not been able to include New Zealand, unfortunately, although we would very much like that. It's just not up to us. There are too many technicalities for us to take care of, too many elements that we are simply not in control of. So it doesn't look like it for now, unfortunately. Yes. Here we go, Brittany Armstrong. Lots of love for the Matthew Chan questions. How about giving other fans a chance to ask their questions? Put your questions here, and I shall skip Matthew Chan's next question. Matt Frank asks, any chance you would perform a shortened version of the song Land? If we ever play the song Land, I would like to play the full version. So I don't think it's likely we will arrange a shortened version to play that. If we ever have the chance and we play, I don't know, a 2-hour tour, a 2-hour set on tour, we might include land. That is not completely unlikely. But as long as we have the usual 45 minutes to 1 hour on the festival, it's not likely that we're going to play a 16-minute song. Here we go. Donston says, over the ditch or something like that. Yes, that's what they say. I'm American originally. So American living in New Zealand, and they call it the ditch. That's good to know. Mm-hmm. Jack Malone asks on YouTube, you guys have a favorite band to tour with? I suppose favorite band that we have toured with, I would mention Amon Amarthe and sabaton. The tour with Children of Bodom was okay too. Amon Amarthe was probably my favorite. That we could tour with in the future. I mean, the sky is the limit. I just don't get me started.
We get this question a lot, so yeah, it's usually the great ones. We're also listening to
Judas Priest, I'd like to go on tour with.
Oh yes. But bands we already toured with, Unleash the Archers, Sirenia. Yeah, Heidefolk, they're a nice bunch too.
Yeah. Let's continue the same thing. Paul Baxter asks, what is your take on Amon Amarthe? It's one of my favorite bands ever. It wasn't back when we toured with them. I hadn't started listening to anything with extreme vocals back then. And there we were on tour with Winterson and Amon Amarthe. I thought they were all lovely guys, but I hadn't ever listened to such extreme music in my life before that. My favorite bands were, the most extreme I could think of back then was probably Judas Priest. My favorite bands were Def Leppard and Europe and Bon Jovi. So, but it grew on me, and the aggressiveness and how they keep it melodic, like Amon Amarthe, is really impressive. I mean, the songwriting is very, very good, and his vocals are very understandable and relatable from a Viking history point of view. So one of my favorite bands, extraordinary performance, songwriting, everything good about it.
I'm a fan too. Love their music since, I don't know, early 2000s. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Amon Amarthe. I've been listening probably since 2007 or something like that. They were the ones, and Dimmu Borgir, who got me into more extreme vocals. I think his voice is one of the most insane metal voices ever. I'm a member of Nail the Mix, where you get songs from different kind of bands to mix each month. And once there was a Amon Amarthe song in 1 month, I was blown away how powerful his voice is on its own. Almost blew the speakers out. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw them at Wacken in 2017, and that was one of my favorite shows ever. It's very good.
They really put on a good show, they do. Let's give the word back to Brittany. What did you guys think of Powerwolf's new album? I do like Powerwolf, but honestly, I haven't been keeping up with what they've been doing lately. Some years back, I listened to 2 or 3 of their albums. It's a very specific angle they come from every time. And to me, it seemed like the same every time. I didn't mind that it seemed very similar, because it was well done, good melodies, good song construction, and they're making fun of the Catholic Church was, well, I really like that. And I simply haven't heard their new album. I couldn't even tell you what it's called, but I'm pretty sure if I did put it on, I would like it. Unless they've changed something.
I never
don't
listened.
know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know anything from them except "We Drink Your Blood." Is that one of their songs?
Yeah.
That's the only song I know. Sorry.
I never listened to it either. It's I think with my former band we played at the same festival a couple of times, so I heard one or two songs and really didn't get to me. Maybe if I would get it a thorough listen, it would grow on me, but not right now. Not my music, not my kind of music.
Fair enough. James Baker asks, do any of you have any hobbies that you spend a lot of time on? Yes, I do. I suppose you could call me a fitness freak. And I spend a lot of time jogging and going to the gym and other stuff. And then I'm also what would you call it? Amateur linguist. Just learning random languages more than is necessary. Mostly Czech now, but also stuff like Latin on Duolingo and Scots Gaelic. Which, I mean, if you meet a Scots Gaelic person once in your life, you're lucky. Just for curiosity, I like to study such languages at an amateur level.
Hans?
Tell us your hobbies.
I would just call music my hobby, and I spend pretty much all of my time that I can on it. And I used to play computer a lot. Don't have so much time for that anymore. So yeah. Other than work, I'll do music most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with Heri on this one. Well, and with Hans as well, because music is also one of my hobbies. So even if it's not work, I'm dabbling with something. If not, then I'm going to the gym and or learn and study all kinds of languages because I'm a linguist.
Isn't life wonderful?
Too. Yes.
There are so many languages. Even if you spend all your time on it, you'll never learn everything.
Not even close.
Not even close. Candie Quintana Collier asks on Facebook, when you getting a new album out, please? Yeah, how's that coming along?
Yeah.
I was just now
Bit slow.
the last few days recording a new song. I sent it to you guys some time ago, and I was arranging the guitar, recording it, and when I'm done with that, I'll put it on Guitar Pro, send it to you, and we'll work on it more. So one song at a time, we're getting there. We're making a song here and there, and then we're also working on some stuff that will not be on the album, and things are progressing slowly but safely. Exactly when the album will be, the plan is to have the album out before we go on a tour again, but I would hate to put any deadline on it at the moment, because I've every time I make a deadline, it makes a thundering sound as I see it rushing by. There was another deadline. So we can't say when, but we are working on it, and it will happen in the future. Shalab Poluf. How do you say that?
That's a Hungarian name backwards. It's Füle Balázs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Hungarian.
Try Hungarian language. I haven't.
We're on there.
I'm I would say at least past beginner in Finnish. I hear from some people it's comparable, but then I hear from other people who are knowledgeable in Hungarian that it's really not. So I'm not sure I would. It would be very easy for me to start Hungarian, but I didn't find Finnish very, very difficult, honestly. Do you have any experience with Finnish, Tadeusz?
Yes, actually, I was studying or learning Finnish back in the 90s for a year, but I found it quite confusing. I mean, back then I already I was still learning Hungarian as well. So I mean, that was I was still in the process of learning that correctly. So
how long did it take you to learn fluent Hungarian?
I mean, I'm still learning. I mean, it has been more than 30 years that I moved here.
Is it just that it's so different from German, or is it really complicated and difficult?
Well, it is a complicated language. Hungarians love to stress how incredibly difficult it is. It is not. It is a difficult language, yes, but I mean, there's always something more difficult out there. But it took me a couple of years. Well, no, actually, to just communicate, it took me a couple of months. But to get it right and
But
speak,
when you're a child, you learn languages in a much more natural way than after you're an adult.
Course, and especially I was forced to learn it because I was we moved here in 1990, and that was the year when I started elementary school, and I didn't know a word. So everybody
just
around
dropped
me
into it. Shock therapy.
At school, yeah, exactly, shock therapy. Everybody in school was speaking Hungarian around me, so I had to adapt. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of quite progressive strategy gets you the best results. But it's also
there's no doubt
extreme.
Being immersed in the language is by far the fastest way.
Yeah.
So what is the most complicated, difficult language you have been in contact with?
Gaelic.
Yeah.
They say Sanskrit is quite demanding.
I found that, well, there's a lot more to memorize than with any other language I've seen, but I didn't think it was that difficult. I had Sanskrit for a year in university, and memorizing the cases, so you're absolutely proficient in it at a professional level, I can see would take a lot of work, but it was predictable and systematic. I didn't find it terribly complicated, just very just a lot of it. Honestly,
yeah, it's a great surprise was Chinese, because I was studying Chinese for over a year as well, and to be honest, the grammar of it was pretty easy. The very difficult or demanding part was the writing. The practicing of the writing, because you have to practice it every day, because you just forget it so quickly how to draw which part of it and in what order. So it's the
it's
grammar,
funny that they think about it as drawing rather than writing, but I suppose that's
maybe that's the European approach. I mean, for them, for Chinese people, I guess that is the traditional way of writing, and the European one, the Latin letters are maybe more confusing.
I think the most difficult language I ever tried anything on is Inuit, Greenlandic Inuit. I met a guy once in the Faroes, and I asked him to teach me some basic words and phrases, and I don't think I could pronounce one thing correctly, not even one thing. And I'm generally pretty good at pronouncing obscure languages. I was absolutely fascinated by it, and I would like at some point to learn some of it, but I found it extraordinarily difficult.
Never even tried to learn that because I don't know not even one Inuit. So please, next time, introduce me to some.
Let's go to Greenland to play a show. That would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice.
Enough linguistics. Kim Kellner asks, have you ever been working with Sabaton? Yes, we have. We were on an entire European tour with Sabaton in 2014, 15. I think it was 14, thinking back. It was a long tour, about 5 weeks all over Europe. It was a great tour. And we have been to Sabaton Open Air at least twice, I think twice. Haven't we?
I've been there once with you guys, and yes, I think you've been before my time there as well.
Yeah. That's about it. But nice guys, very easygoing, and nice to tour with. A lot of grammatic comments here. Let's see if we can find something music or tour related. Anyway, we are up to we're almost on 50 minutes. How time flies when you're talking about language, right, Hans?
Not really. It doesn't really interest me.
No, I see.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Got Days asks, solos or riffs?
Riffs.
Doesn't matter.
It used to be solos.
Has to be melodies. Riffs. Melodies. If it's a riff and a solo, it doesn't matter. That's as much as I'll say about that. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up now before we bore people to death with our linguistics. And just remind people to go to tier.fo to get some of our merch and sign up for our newsletter. And at bandsintown.com/tier, you can sign up to be notified when we go on tour again, which might be in a long time, depending on where you live. But make sure you don't miss our shows by tracking us there. We are on Instagram as tier_official. And we're also, I might mention, we're also on TikTok now. I'm starting to look into how that works as @tier_Faroe. I don't have the banner right here, but got to stay up to date on all the socials to get any traction in today's music industry. So I don't suppose you guys are on TikTok, Hans, Tadeusz?
No.
Nope.
I just started a couple of weeks ago. It's soul draining unless you know how to stay away from the feed. It's the most addictive social media I've ever seen. It's extremely good and well thought out. So just close your eyes, cover the feed until you get to your own profile and to do something productive. It's dangerous stuff.
YouTube has actually put the YouTube Shorts, which is kind of like TikTok. I can see a lot of the videos there are originally from TikTok.
Yeah.
And I can sit there for an hour just scrolling through.
Those things are dangerous. Don't go on the feed. Don't go on the feed because the algorithm goes straight into your dopamine gland and squeezes it. Dangerous.
I've been especially looking a lot at Ozzy Osbourne shorts. It's like the most addictive thing in the world.
They're
He's so
good.
funny.
I mean, it's really good. Some of it's well made. Some of it's informative, but it's just soul draining and time wasting.
Yeah.
So's this. Goodbye.
It is. Bye.
Bye.